Why on earth am I putting this product in this video? What is wrong with me? It did not do me any favors whatsoever. This dripped off my skin. Maybe that's where it is. Maybe I've given it my more. I don't know. Oh my goodness. I think I'm going crazy. We are talking about those products that just did not work for me. In fact, I've tried some of these also on Beatrice, and not only did they not work for her, they were an absolute disaster and did completely the opposite to the thing that they're actually supposed to do. So yeah, some of these products I just think aren't very good. Some of them just don't work for me personally, but they may work for you. And others, they're perfectly fine, but I just don't think they're worth the price tag. So let's get straight on with it. First up, to a product that I got a little bit worried about myself this morning. I thought I was going absolutely round the bend. I can't find this product. So I'm sat here thinking, well, you know, it wouldn't go against the grain for me to have actually dreamt up this product release, to have dreamt up the fact that I tried it and didn't like it. Where is it? So I did some digging on the old internet and found out that this product actually does exist. It's from a different brand than I thought it was, but it definitely does exist, and I didn't like it. I still can't find it, but we're going to talk about it anyway. So I'll have to have Louisa put a picture of this product up because I don't have it to hold, but it did remind me very much so of the Maybelline Superstay Ink Crayon. Some things are better than the ink crayon from Maybelline, some things are worse than the ink crayon, but I haven't used this in such a long time. This used to be one of my mum's absolute ride or die products, probably because of the shade rather than the actual formula, although it did last a really long time, as does this product. This is the L'Oreal Paris Blur Filler Blurring Lip Contour. Now, I actually thought this was the same product and they just released it again, and then I realised it's from a completely different brand. So this is from L'Oreal, this one's from Maybelline, and yeah, very, very similar, both very blurring on the lips. The L'Oreal more so blurring on the lips. Both of them very long lasting. The one thing that I don't like about the L'Oreal that I tend not to get as much of with the Maybelline is drying. It tends to dry my lips out, and my lips do look quite crusty by the end of the day, and my lips are quite dry anyway, so maybe I'm testing this on the wrong person. Maybe I should test this on my mum. In fact, maybe that's where it is. Maybe I've given it my more. I don't know. Oh my goodness. I think I'm going crazy. I'm actually going crazy. I will ask her because I'm seeing her tomorrow, but I didn't like this, so maybe she does. I do not know, but yeah, I found it really quite drying on me, and I cannot have anything on my lips that is even remotely drying, because even if I add a balm or some moisturiser over the top, it still doesn't take away that dry, crusty feeling at the end of the day. So that I didn't like. For me, I don't recommend it. I don't have it up here to hold. Maybe my mum has it, maybe she doesn't. Maybe it's underneath a drawer somewhere. Maybe it's in a handbag. I have absolutely no idea, but I do know it exists. I'm not going completely round the bend. It definitely does exist. Watch this space. If my mum has it, I will let you know whether she likes it. Next up, we have a waterproof mascara. This is from Clinique, and it's the High Impact Hi-Fi Full Volume Mascara. Now, you know me. If something says it's going to do something, I expect it to do that job. If this just said that it was a waterproof mascara, I would be coming on here saying, actually, it's quite nice. You know, there's nothing really wrong with it, but it says Hi-Fi Full Volume, and I don't really get masses of volume with this. You do need to give it a chance, because on day 1, day 2 and day 3, this is really quite liquidy in consistency, and it doesn't volumize at all. So I really didn't like this day 1, 2 and 3. However, persevered because that's my job. So day 4, day 5, and when we get to day 7, this comes into its element and it does thicken the lashes. It also makes you look like you have more lashes than you actually had. So triumph in that aspect. What I really don't like about it is usually a waterproof mascara will hold a curl for me. This does not hold a curl. In fact, because it's quite heavy, because I do like to apply quite a bit to get that volume, they really do flop. So when I first had this on today, my lashes looked absolutely magnificent, and I thought, why on earth am I putting this product in this video? What is wrong with me? Have a chat with yourself, Gemma. But now, as you can see, they've bowed. I don't know why. There is nothing in front of me worth bowing for. So yeah, I wish they would stand to attention, but unfortunately they're not. I do like this mascara. Other than that, I mean, it is waterproof. It's not difficult to remove like some other waterproof formulas. It's just the... I've already mentioned this product in the I Changed My Mind video. If you haven't seen that video already, well worth a watch. I will link it up here for you and also at the end of this video. I'm only going to briefly touch on this. Please don't buy this product unless you want to be patchy. In fact, that I'm going to take back, because if you have 0 hairs on your body and you have 0 dryness on your body, this is beautiful. This is absolutely stunning. So if you have laser hair removal absolutely everywhere, you may triumph with this. This may be an absolute humdinger of a success. But unfortunately, we do have hair all over our body, whether you can see it or not. If you don't do laser hair removal, and this grabs to every single hair, also grabs to every single little bit of dryness, goes very patchy, very difficult to rub in and blend out on the skin, because it is such a dry formula that it sinks in and dries down so quickly, it's very difficult to blend out. I mean, the friction burns I have on myself right now from trying to rub this in and blend it out and make me not look patchy, painful, really painful. So if you do like an instant tanner, this is the Gatineau Golden Glow Blurring Body Bronze. You are going to have to use this in conjunction with maybe a moisturiser, mix in with your moisturiser just to make it a little bit more movable, a little bit more blendable. You may have success with it. You may. I mean, I'm not saying this is a really bad product, but make sure you don't wear anything white, because this does transfer. Word of warning. There we go. Will I learn my lesson? No, never. When somebody goes on about something and then you see other people raving about a certain product, usually on TikTok, I mean, come on, Gemma. Should you believe everything that comes out of everybody's mouth on TikTok? No. Do I always? Yes. So I always end up buying it, because I think I'm doing you a disservice by at least not testing it for myself. But I'm not impressed. I'm really not impressed. This is the Dr. Malaxin Calcium Volume Multi Balm. Apparently it's a smooth caustic. This is supposed to really hydrate, nourish. It's supposed to give calcium in abundance underneath the eyes. Don't ask me why, I really don't know. Anyway, it's also a balmy consistency, which is also supposed to not only hydrate, nourish, but it's supposed to allow your concealer or your foundation or whatever products you're applying underneath the eye to sit really beautifully underneath the eye. It's also supposed to blur fine lines and wrinkles and really plump up the skin underneath that eye area and anywhere else you have it on your skin. Now, I have seen people online saying this is before, this is after. This gives you a slight sheen on the skin, and when you have a sheen on the surface of the skin, it reflects the light, and that reflection is going to disguise fine lines and wrinkles. It's actually not going to get rid of them. It will hydrate. it will nourish if that's what you want from a product. But for me, this isn't worth the money that it's selling for, and I do not think, hand on heart, it is going to do some of the amazing things that this product says it's going to do. For one, the thickness, the viscosity of this formula, it's not going to penetrate the skin, and more likely it's going to sit on the surface of the skin and slightly move around throughout the day, which for me was an issue because any concealer that I placed over the top of it moved, creased, and just looked a mess. So am I going to join the bandwagon of people on TikTok raving about this, trying to get you to buy it? No, I am not. I'm trying out lots of skin tints at the moment for a best skin tint review, because it's that time of year again where we want something a little lighter on our skins. In fact, we're at that age where probably all year round, a lot of us, not all of us, I'm not going to put us all in the same camp, are wanting something slightly lighter on our skins with slightly less coverage. I actually had this sent to me in PR, and I feel really bad mentioning this in this video because I do like a lot of Ilia products, just not this one. This really didn't work for me. Not that it's not going to work for you, but I will explain why it didn't work for me. So I am the shade 4N Holly, and it was a perfect match. Absolutely beautiful. And when this first went on, again, very nice, a little shinier than I particularly like, but with the shine came the disguising of those fine lines and wrinkles for a time, for a little bit of a time. But especially in a hot climate, this gets very greasy very, very, very quickly, and yeah, it did not do me any favors whatsoever. This dripped off my skin. I have tried this numerous times. This will be going in my foundation roundup video, but yeah, it wasn't for me. It was very nice, and I can see this working for a lot of people, but it lasted maybe 3 hours looking nice, and then it needed touch up after touch up after touch up. So word of warning, if you like a skin tint to last, and there are some amazing skin tints on the market that are light coverage, that feel like nothing on the skin and last all day, this may not be for you. But you know, again, if you disagree with me, let me know. Moving on to a couple of absolute disasters. Okay, so this first one, it's passable. It was a disaster, but it's passable. It doesn't make you look horrendous. So that's a positive, but it doesn't do what it says it's going to do. And I was really surprised because this is from one of my favorite brands. I trust this brand wholeheartedly. I don't know if I'm using this wrong or what I'm doing. This is the Flex Ply Spray Professional from L'Oreal Professional. It's the Professional Spray. So it's a thermo modeling shape memory spray. So let me just check I'm using this properly before I absolutely bash into it. Okay, so professional styling spray for wavy or supple blow dries and wave set styles, concentrated with fiber reshapers. This heat activated shape memory spray allows for flexible construction. So to use, you need to spray onto damp or dry hair. So multi-purpose, multi-talented. Style your hair with a heat tool, so it must be heat activated, and the fiber reshapers in this will remember the actual style of the hair that has been curled in or waved in with your heat tool, and it will last for much, much longer, and you will get multiple days out of your bouncy blow dry. Wrong. Totally wrong. Now, I've tried this on myself, just readjusting myself. It's very warm in this room, very warm. So I've tried this on myself, but mostly on Beatrice. Now, Bea has just turned 15. She had a party here with all her friends the other day, and she wanted a really bouncy blow dry, a really lovely curly look without it being full of curls. She wanted, you know, the whole full bouncy blow dry. When we go to the hairdressers and my cousin does it for her, it lasts a good 3-4 days. And my cousin uses the Colour Wow bombshell. So she puts it in damp hair, she blow dries the hair, and then she styles it with a straightener, and it lasts forever. And that's what I've used on her hair most recently. And then for some reason, it was her party on Saturday night, and we decided to use this product, which we have used before and it didn't work. So why I chose the night that was so important to her to try it again, I have no idea. And she really didn't like me for it. I sprayed this in her hair and then heat waved it, and it looked absolutely superb. We even pin curled it to make sure that the curls lasted for longer, that that bouncy blow dry was gonna last for days and days and days. And within an hour, they were gone. So yeah, disaster. Absolute disaster. Luckily, she had a great time at a party and she didn't hold it against me, but it is a product that is not going to be used again because we had this the first, second, third time we used it, and then I chose to use it on the one night that she needed her hair to last at least through the evening. I mean, come on. It didn't even do that. Anyway, if you've tried it, if you've got success out of it, please tell me what you did, because I don't want this to go to waste. It was quite pricey. And yeah, I will be buying the Colour Wow bombshell for the next time. I've still got some left. Why didn't I use it? I have no idea. And finally, we have a blush. Now, I'm not saying this blush is hideous, because it's really not. And for some people, this is going to be one of the most beautiful blushes on the planet. However, when you hit a certain age, you do have to be quite careful, depending on where your wrinkles sit anyway, and also the texture. If you have zero texture whatsoever, you don't have to be careful at all. But if you do have texture like I do, you do have to be quite careful about how much sheen you apply to the cheek, because although sheen creates that shine that is reflecting, that can actually disguise a little bit of your fine lines, wrinkles, it also can emphasize texture. And after a while, especially if it moves and sits in that texture, sits in those fine lines, it can exaggerate fine lines, wrinkles, and texture. This is one of those products. It's either going to be absolutely gorgeous on you or an absolute nightmare. And I've had both. So I've had days where I just can't make my mind up about this. This is from Beauty Crop, The Beauty Crop, sorry, not pronouncing it correctly. I love The Beauty Crop. I love their setting spray. I love so many of their products. I think they are an absolutely fantastic brand. This is called Luminous Cream Blush, and it definitely is very, very luminous. It's in the shade Glistening, which should have been the hint that I needed. Can you see the sparkle on that? It just looks really iridescent, quite petrol-y. It's got that gold sheen on it. Glorious. Absolutely stunning. Beautiful. Just my kind of thing. It reminds me of the Milani Baked Blush in the shade Luminoso. That's how much I like it, because that is my ride or die. Absolutely gorgeous. However, as you break the surface of this and you get further down the product, it is very chunky glitter in here. Very chunky. And you get from this top sheen of being really quite classy and demure to being a little bit of a shiny mess, and it being quite chunky on the cheek. This is more of a cream to powder formula. It can also grab to those sections of the cheek that are a little bit drier, and can you see on my finger there, I've just rubbed some of it off and some of it has caught. That is what it does on the cheek. So if you have any dampness at all on your cheeks, you are going to have an issue blending this out. And once it's blended out, if you lose it throughout the day, look what you're left with, just a complete and utter sparkly mess. So this may be your absolute favorite. I'm glowing a little bit more than I usually would be because this room is 10,000 degrees, but I just can't get away with this. I don't think it's going in the naughty bin as yet. I don't despise it that much. That, do I though? I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, it didn't behave very well on me, but I can see this working so well on some other people. I just don't know who that is. So that's it. They are my non-recommendations, my unrecommendations, whatever that means. They are the products that I do not recommend. However, that doesn't mean that they may not be right for you. It's just they are the products that definitely aren't right for me, and some of them aren't right for Beatrice either. They're really not good. Anyway, I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm quite upbeat today. I really am, and usually I'm not when I'm talking about products that really didn't work for me, but I don't know. Maybe I've just had an extra hit of vitamin D in my diet. I do not know, but today, very happy, very smiley. Sorry if you've heard a whirring in the background all the way through this video. There's no way that I could have got through filming without a fan next to me. I've also got the window open, so you've probably had the lighting being a little iffy because we've got some natural lighting when the blind blows this way and I get a shot of the sun underneath the blind, and some not natural lighting, some, you know, studio lighting. So it may have been iffy, and Louisa may have an issue editing this video because I may be bright in some areas and really dull in others. Sorry, Louisa. Please let me know what you've thought about this video. Let me know if you've tried any of these products, how you got on with them as well. How did you make them work for you? Was it effortless? Do I not know what I'm talking about in the slightest? Please add your opinions in the comment section. Also, look how white my hair's getting. Now, I really wanted your opinion on this, but this video won't go live until Tuesday, and I'm actually having my hair done on Monday. So I don't know whether to grow this out or not. Thoughts? Let me know. Anyway, I love you lots. Thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you all in the next video. Bye, everyone.